let him go unless the offer is substantial. Barcelona has faced ongoing financial issues, and with several contracts needing extensions, they might be compelled to sell Rafinha. However, don't expect any discounts for Manchester United. As for the goalkeeper position, Andre Onana has not been impressive. He looked much more reliable at Inter, but something hasn't clicked since joining United. He's not the only issue in that position, though. If MU is looking for a replacement for Onana, it's crucial to find a worthy contender. It seems we're on the verge of a major overhaul at Manchester United. Amorim is likely to part ways with many players brought in by Erik ten Hag, recruiting his own squad and leaving behind a legacy for the next coach. Sometimes it feels like the leadership at United is making the same mistakes repeatedly. They've stumbled before, yet they continue down the same path. In their place, we wouldn't allow Amorim to spend a dime in the upcoming summer transfer window. Instead, we'd evaluate his performance at the end of the season before making any decisions about new signings. Perhaps he will prove himself worthy. Coaches can be classified in various ways, but if you consider yourself a top-tier coach, your primary task should be to maximize the potential of the players you have. Do you think Amorim has done that? Clearly not. While he faces challenges with the squad, it's not so dire that he should suffer a 0-3 defeat to Bournemouth. He hasn't yet demonstrated his capabilities. Why invest heavily in new players only to risk firing him later and creating issues for his successor? This squad has the potential to reach the European Cup zone. If Amorim is let go at the end of the season, then it would make sense to give him funds to strengthen the squad. That would be justifiable. However, if a proven coach like Klopp were to come in, it would be reasonable to allocate money immediately. But who exactly is Amorim? With Portuguese coaches, much like their players, they shine in their domestic leagues, but often struggle when stepping onto the international stage. So far, Ruben has shown similar patterns. We believe in him, but it's premature to grant him the opportunity to rebuild the team right now. He should first demonstrate results with the current squad. Once again, Manchester United doesn't have such a poor team that they should be lingering in the lower part of the league. Van Nistelrooy proved that these players can win in a short time. It's Amorim's turn to show what he can do. All of this isn't meant as hate. It's more of a heartfelt plea. It's clear that the management is repeating the same mistakes. Share your thoughts in the comments. Does Amorim deserve funding now, or should we wait until the end of the season? We're eager to hear your opinions. Now, let's move on to our next block of news. Florian Plettenberg has dropped a significant headline. Liverpool is reportedly interested in signing attacking player Kolo Muani. According to the source, the Merseyside club hopes to negotiate a short-term loan with Paris Saint-Germain, after which they would consider a permanent deal. However, PSG is hesitant to accept these terms and prefers to include a purchase option in the contract. But why does Liverpool need Muani? That remains unclear. For PSG, he's become a burden. They invested €100 million in him and placed a hefty deposit, but he hasn't justified that investment for obvious reasons. Now Al-Khelaïfi is likely looking to offload him for a higher price. On Transfermarkt, Muani's value is reportedly dropping, currently sitting at €30 million. It's worth noting that he lost half his value in 2024, having been worth €60 million earlier in the year. So again, why would Liverpool want him? Is it to test his potential or to see how well Arne Slot can rehabilitate a player's career? As we've stated before, everything has a price. Under certain conditions, taking a chance on Muani might make sense, if he were a free agent, for example. In other news, Bryan Zaragoza, currently on loan at Eibar but still owned by Bayern Munich, has criticized the management of the Bavarian club. He claims they promised him many things that were ultimately unfulfilled. Zaragoza mentioned that adapting to a new country, language, and league takes time, and he couldn't adjust in just a month. He faced criticism from the press for allegedly not speaking English or German, which concerned his parents. Reflecting on his transfer, it seemed like a questionable decision from the start. It was clear that Zaragoza wouldn't have a prominent role at Bayern. His signing was more of a stopgap measure to address immediate needs in the squad. He was brought in during the winter transfer window when Bayern urgently needed reinforcements. Zaragoza himself confirmed this sentiment, stating, "They said that my move to Bayern did not mean anything for the Munich club. While he remains a promising player, the pace of his transfer was misguided. After leaving Granada, he could have joined a less demanding club where he would have played more regularly and potentially become a key player. Instead, after chasing a big opportunity, he found himself at Eibar. Let's keep an eye on what the future holds for Zaragoza. Theo Hernandez could be on his way back to Real Madrid. In our last video, we mentioned that Bayern Munich is interested in signing him as an alternative to Alphonso Davies, who is expected to move to Real Madrid. The Spanish press has reported that if Real cannot secure Davies, they will make an effort to bring Theo back. It's quite strategic for Theo, as he's essentially positioned himself well. Either Bayern or Real will likely sign him. Milan is reportedly open to parting ways with him, which seems to stem from contract negotiations that haven't gone smoothly. Bringing Theo back to Real isn't a bad idea. He has the potential to add value to his former team. The key factor will be whether he holds any grudges for being let go in the past and not being taken seriously at the time. But then again, can we expect professionals to harbor such feelings? That's probably a rhetorical question. At the time of his sale, it was beneficial for Real Madrid, and now it seems advantageous to bring him back. It's purely business, with no hard feelings involved. Had he not been sold to Real and then to Milan, we can only wonder where Theo would be now and under what circumstances. His move to Milan has clearly been beneficial, allowing him to grow and improve as a player. In some ways, he might owe a degree of gratitude to Real for the opportunity they initially gave him. On the flip side, if Theo does return, it could imply that Real Madrid made a mistake in letting him go. After all, it was the club that sought him out. He wasn't the one begging for a return. This creates a somewhat awkward dynamic where the club's reputation seems to weigh more than the player's feelings. However, the question still stands. Can we really talk about grudges in professional sports where massive sums of money are at stake? Fabrizio Romano has investigated the rumors surrounding Chelsea's plans to sign a new striker in the winter transfer window. Currently, there are no intentions within the club to pursue a striker. This decision is attributed to the complexities of the market, the challenge of acquiring a truly strong player, and head coach Enzo Mareschi's desire to evaluate his existing attackers this season. Mareschi has the backing of management, which means Chelsea will not be signing a new striker in January, according to Romano. Mareschi stated that the club is actually looking to sell some of its current players. He mentioned, "We have a clear idea of the players, and those who are not performing well may leave." However, he emphasized that the focus is currently on the next 2 to 3 games, rather than on potential departures. There's a double-edged sword to consider here. Chelsea has made positive strides, and to build on this momentum, it would be beneficial to acquire a well-known attacker. However, making a hasty move could backfire. Just look at Kylian Mbappe's situation at Real Madrid. While Kylian isn't solely responsible for the issues at Madrid, he has certainly been a catalyst for some of the problems. In Chelsea's case, while things are going well, it might be wise to hold off on any major changes and revisit the striker situation in the summer to make a more informed decision. Ultimately, the direction will depend on the team's ambitions. Mareschi has been clear that Chelsea is not in the title race, stating, "We are not participating in the championship race. There's no pressure on the players, the club, or me. This is the reality. We have exceeded our expectations in terms of performance and points." Interestingly, the gap from Liverpool is only 4 points, and the Reds have a game in hand. Yet, Mareschi seems to be conceding already. This attitude could be problematic for a coach. While he's honest in expressing his thoughts, a coach should serve as an ideological leader. If he doesn't believe in achieving results, why should the players? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates. We bring you the best football news on YouTube. That's all for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Good luck to everyone, and goodbye.